Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Brianna, this is Breelan's Books, and I'm wearing the same thing as I was in my last video because I filmed them one after the other. Killing it. Today I'm going to be doing the Get to Know Me Through Books tag, which I came up with. I haven't seen anything. There's some things that Get to Know Me on BookTube, but this is one that I came up with, and basically what I did is I looked up the Get to Know Me tag, and then I looked at all the questions, and I thought, which of these can I turn into book questions? I narrowed it down to 20 questions that I will answer by using books. If you're a booktuber and you see this, you're tagged. It's official. Try it out. You can use my questions, or you can look up a Get to Know Me tag and use your own questions. I'm sure there are better ways to turn some of these into books. This is what happened. So let's get right into it. The first question was, what is your middle name? My middle name is Lynn, and so I decided to say a book with the same initial, starting in the first letter as my middle name, so I went with The Lightning Thief because I don't include the's or ands or things like that. But Lightning Thief, I've talked about loving this book before. Lightning Thief, Lynn. Breelan's Books. The second question was, what is your favorite color? And I just decided to go with a book that has the color scheme of my favorite book in like the cover on the cover. And so my favorite color is gray, so I went with Day 21, the second book in the 100 trilogy. I really like this trilogy. I know a lot of people have watched the show, but not a lot of people have read the books. Read the books. They're very different from the show. I'm a fan of gray. Woo! The next question was, who is your first best friend? And so I decided to go with my first book friend. So that was Tuck Everlasting, specifically the character of Tuck. I love Tuck. And I had an obsession with Paris that is still a thing, because there's a part in this book where he talks about climbing the steps of the Eiffel Tower and counting them. And I was always like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. I read this in the second grade. This isn't the copy that I read because I just borrowed it from my second grade teacher. Way to go, my teacher, for recommending this book to me. And it's so cute. There's a musical now and I want to see it so bad. I listened to the soundtrack so many times. So cute. So good. Really childhood best friend right there. The next question was cats or dogs. I'm a dog person, so I just decided to pick, if you're a cat or a dog person, pick a dog from a book or pick a cat from a book. So I'm a dog person, so I went with Boo Radley from Beautiful Creatures. He sounds like such a awesome dog. He goes everywhere with Lena. He's not really Lena's dog, he's Macon's dog, but he's just so invested in his humans, and he sounds so cute. I want a dog. The next question was funniest memory, so I decided to go with a character whose humor fits my sense of humor, and I'm very sarcastic, very witty, very a lot of just one-liners that are like, ha. So I went with Amy Gum from Dorothy Must Die. This is not a funny trilogy. Oh, it's not a funny trilogy. It's very intense and sad, and it makes me angry. It's really good. Read it. I read all of them in less than a week. So good. Love Amy Gum. And she talks all the time about how, before she learned to fight, because she does learn to fight in this book series, she relied on her wit and on talking her way out of things, and I just adore her. Woo-hoo-hoo. She's great. I appreciate when the witty characters are the protagonist and not just the funny best friend. The next question was something I couldn't turn into books. It was like apples or PCs or something like that, and I just couldn't be bothered. So I just said favorite standalone. My favorite standalone is The Host by Stephenie Meyer. Yes, this is the movie cover. Yes, it's extremely well read. Ooh. I do someday when I get the original cover, when I'm rich and can afford to buy doubles of books. Currently I can't. I got this movie cover because me and my friend both decided to read it before the movie came out, and so the only ones you could find were the movie cover. It's such a good book. You have to get about 100 pages in before it really starts to pick up, but there's a lot of interesting stuff in those first 100 pages. It's just not as action-packed as the rest. The relationships in here are so cute, though. People will try and say there's a love triangle in here, and if they tell you that, they're lying. So good. The relationships, romantic and not romantic, the familial type relationships in here are also amazing. And if you've watched the movie, it does not do the book justice. I think the characters that they did have in the movie, though, they were very good about representing them. Except that whole part in the movie where Ian like runs up to one, he's like, "You are not leaving me." So much better in here. So good. And I read the first book in the Twilight series because I wanted to have an opinion on it and see if I liked it, and I didn't like it. So I was surprised at how much I enjoyed this one compared to Stephenie Meyer's other books. It is a standalone. There was lots of rumors about it not being a standalone. Haha. Yeah. Favorite book with a school setting. Honestly, this was about, like, are you in college or high school? So I decided to go favorite book series or book with school setting. And honestly, what else was I gonna put here? Harry Potter. Enough said. The next one was another question that I could not figure out how to make it about books. So I just went with favorite series. The Mortal Instruments are my favorite series. I have one book that's a different cover style than the rest of them. Yes, it bothers me. I wish all of them were hardback and in these styles, or hardback and in these styles, or softback in these styles. That's not how it happened, though. I had this I don't know. I had a copy of this, lent it to a friend. It is now in her house in Hawaii. I went to Hawaii and visited her. I looked at it. Didn't take it. I have one of her movies, though, so we're even. Favorite reading beverage is coffee. I don't have any coffee right now, but I have a coffee mug right there. Character I would name a kid after. If it was a guy, I would name him after Alec Lightwood. I would name them Alec, not Alexander, and call them Alec, just because I like the name Alec. I just think he's a very strong character, and I love him. He's my little baby. Honestly, even if he hadn't had his relationship with Magnus that everyone like adores and loves, and I adore and love, he still would be one of my favorite characters from the series. I would name a kid after Magnus, but I don't want my kid to never be able to find their name on like keychains and stuff, because I never could, and it made me sad. Maybe I would name them Alexander, because then they could find him. If it was a girl, I would name them after Mia from If I Stay, because she is a survivor, and not only does she survive, but she continues to live. And a lot of people forget that there's a difference. And I would want my kid to remember. I'd also make them read this book the second they were old enough and be like, there you go. Take it. Take the book. Next question was some favorite type thing, but I couldn't really talk the book, so I just went with favorite book. I've already talked about it. Tuck Everlasting. It was a book that made me fall in love with reading, so it will always be my favorite book. The next one was fave YouTubers, so fave booktubers. Anyone I'm subscribed to, I would recommend. I think you can see who I'm subscribed to. I believe that's how it works. That you guys can see like who I'm subscribed to. If you can't, just let me know. But I'm just gonna mention 3, and I'll link their channels down below because I'd really recommend them. A Dash of Ash. I adore her channel. Hales Hearts NYC is another one that you guys probably know about, along with Peruse Project. But they were the one. Hales Hearts NYC and Peruse Project are the ones who really got me into BookTube. And then when I was like, I'm gonna start my channel, I was watching a bunch of other booktubers, and A Dash of Ash, I just like fell in love with her right then, and I've watched so many of her videos, adore her. The next one was favorite movie, so I went with favorite movie adaptation. My favorite movie adaptation is The Importance of Being Earnest. Yes, it's a play, so yes, it should be well adapted. I don't own a copy of it, but Reese Witherspoon is in it. But I really loved The Importance of Being Earnest, and I loved the movie. We watched them in my English class 2 years ago and read them. Oh my gosh, sophomore year was 2 years ago. Oh my gosh. Huh. But I really liked them, and I want to have my own copy, and I want to own the movie. And just because it's a play doesn't mean that it will be a good adaptation. Honestly, I've seen bad ones. And I think that the actors did a really good job of... I just think the cast was amazing, so I think that's what really put it over the top for me. The next one was something about book date thing. My favorite book date in a series that I thought was the cutest and I would most like to do was Jason Clary's date in City of Bones, where they go up and look at the midnight flowers, and they have a really gross picnic with cheese sandwiches, and then he kisses her. I just like how chill it was, and she didn't have time to like primp and get ready. Next one was like, are you gay or straight or whatever you are? So I decided to go just a character who you identify the same as ish. Yeah. So for me that would be Magnus, because he is a freewheeling bisexual. I don't know if I could put freewheeling in front of mine, but I am bisexual. He's bisexual. So another reason why I love him. Yeah. Favorite childhood memory was the next question, so I went with favorite childhood book. And for me, that would be Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein. Again, I didn't like book jackets as a kid, so I lost it. It has since been hurt. I got this on my 8th birthday. Parents wrote a little note to me right there. I loved it. In the 4th grade, I had to recite a poem, and I did a Shel Silverstein poem about the woman who ate the whale. I don't know it by heart anymore, but I did, and I would just walk around the house and just... I skipped this question. It was favorite scent. My favorite scent. I didn't have to make this about books. It is. My favorite scent is the smell of old books. This is the oldest book I own. It has the best old book smell. It's the complete works of William Shakespeare. My mom's had it since college. And she was going to throw it out, and I said, no. I want to own that, and I don't want to have to pay for it. And it's pretty. And the pages are gold. Next one was about siblings. I have a sister. Her name is Amanda. She's older than me. She is not a big reader, but I decided to say, like, a book that your sibling introduced you to. She was the first in my family to read 13 Reasons Why. I just got this copy in the mail, like, yesterday, so you'll see it when I do a book haul later. Her copy got some water damage because I dropped it in but I love this book. If you haven't read this book by now, what are you doing? Go read it. It's so good. 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. My favorite genre. The next, I don't remember what the question was originally, but I decided to go with favorite genre. Woohoo! Mine is fantasy. I really am fascinated by books where the fantasy world exists as a subculture. That's my favorite thing to learn about in history, is what the counterculture was at the time. I love that. I like writing that way. I like reading that way. The next one was something about favorite food. And so I decided to say, what food from a fictional world would you want to try the most? And honestly, America makes all the food in the castle that they make sound so bomb. I want it all. She makes a bet that her sister will cry when she eats one of the strawberry tarts. I want that strawberry tart. I will cry over a good dessert. I'm not ashamed. I'll do it. Oh, the next was Bad Habit. My bad habit is that I can't stop buying books. I bought 4 more. I just got 4 more in the mail. I have such a long TBR shelf. I need to stop. I can't be stopped. It won't stop. Yay! Woo! That's all I have for you guys today. Like I said before, if you're a booktuber watching this, you are tagged. It's official. Try it out. If you do try this out, let me know. And, like, leave me a comment saying that you did this, or, like, tag me in it, or whatever. Just really, I want to know if anyone tries this. It was really fun for me coming up with the questions and looking and picking books that, fit with each. It was really hard, surprisingly. But I did it. It happened. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, comment. I want to talk to you guys a lot. I will link my social media in the description bar. I think I'm done. Whew. What was I going to say? Have an awesome few days. Read a good book. Love you guys.